All right, we live, man. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to
I'm
the
good,
LW
man.
Block. We good. Yo, we just this live stream right here. I'm gonna chop it with my homeboy Matthew. We're gonna talk about some shit. Uh, want to talk about some Bud Crawford, Earl Spence shit.
The
You know
fight
what I'm saying?
everybody's waiting for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
Yeah,
yeah, man, it's all love though. So we come on this channel. We talk boxing. Ain't no beef. Ain't none of that shit. If we disagree, we disagree. If we rock with each other, we rock with each other. It's all good. Feel me? So
yep,
let's get
absolutely.
let's, let's get into it.
All right, man. Where do you want to begin? Because I was looking at boxing Twitter, and I saw you talking a little spicy about Errol Spence. This was since last week, but I wasn't sure if you were saying what I think you were saying because you were saying something about how Errol might how you want Bud to go the IBF route and then Errol gonna be forced to vacate, and then everybody gonna know he don't want that smoke with Bud. Now I wasn't sure if you was really saying that. I was like, nah, that can't be. Not this guy. Nah, he's not saying that. But then I saw he was talking spicy again. I was like, nah, he really mean this. Let me go comment on this real quick. So I shimmied my way on in. I'm like, yo, like you really think Errol Spence is trying to duck smoke with Bud Crawford?
Nah, that's not what I was trying to say. I was saying, when I was talking about the IBF situation, I was saying like at first, before everything started to play out, what I mean, like the Fox deal and all that shit right there, when they had their fights already lined up, I was
Yeah.
saying if he feel like Spencer's ducking him, then go down the IBF route. You know what I'm saying? From the jump, because that would have put the pressure on Spence, because we all know the IBF don't play around with their mandatories. So
Yeah.
that's why I said that. I was saying that because like you take out all the Spence's. If you feel like he's ducking, now I'm just speaking from a standpoint because I don't think none of these guys ducking. But if you think Spencer's ducking, take out all his food. Take out the IBF mandatory. Take out Lipinets, Porter, take them out so he don't have nowhere to run. Then he's looking right at you. That's what I was saying in
Yeah,
this
but
video.
to me, what indication have you gotten that Bud Crawford is actually interested in doing any of that? Because I don't get any indication of that.
No, I think he is. I just think the energy he have towards Spence is different from the other welterweight energy. When they around Spence, they on some other shit. They ain't really even want to be around him. When we seen that confrontation with Spence and Bud, that was some, man. We love that shit as boxing fans, and if you play sports as a competitor, that's like some hood shit.
Hmm.
Seeing those two guys right there, you know what I'm saying? It remind me growing up and shit like that. So that's why I say he want that shit. I think both of them want it, but the politics in play. You feel me?
But
So
I'm actually glad you said that when you described their interaction. It was backstage at a fight, a top rank fight actually, where Spence showed up and Crawford was backstage. A lot of people try to interpret that as Bud Crawford was somehow punking Spence. But to me, any dude that grew up in the hood that ever played sports competition, like everybody
mhm.
just shit talking. So I'm actually glad you said that. It lets me know you're not coming from a place of bias. So
Oh no.
I respect that right away about you. I do respect. I see. I've been watching. I've been watching you, seeing what you been doing on boxing Twitter. I noticed that you're actually pretty good at predicting future matchups and stuff like that. So my question to you is, why haven't we seen Errol Spence Jr. versus Bud Crawford yet?
I'm gonna tell you, but let me salute the guys in the chat though, real quick, if you don't mind. Marcus Johnson, what's good? Salute, fam. Black and Brown Boxing, what's good? Actual Facts, what's good, bro? All right, so salute to everybody in there. But what I was saying though, you said reason why it's not happening now. I
Yeah.
say it's not happening now because the politics and the way they maneuvering now on the PBC side. It's not a bad thing to me because I understand it. If you look at the time when Spence joined the division, it was June 2018. He beat Horn. Then a week later, Spence fight his mandatory, right? Beat him one round. Now you go from there. Look at the timeline. They had that Fox deal in place already. From my point of view, they had to do something because the fans was complaining, and these guys only fight once a year, and this, that, and third. So Fox gave these guys an opportunity to have two platforms now, Showtime and Fox, and to
Mm-hmm.
compete with the own and kind of shut up Eddie Hearn a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna do that, you gotta start the platform off right. So look what they did. Bud knew he wasn't gonna get that fight with Spence next. That's why he fought Benavidez. Mikey was calling him out before and after he fought Easter in July that year. So then you fast forward when they met up, like a couple days before they met up, Fox had rolled out their lineup. You know what I'm saying? Danny did a damn press conference with Granados via satellite. He really wanted that fight, bro. Dude was via satellite. He was sick.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells me the PBC guys already knew what they was gonna do already off the rip. And why should they give Bud any chance? Like, I understand this. It's business. Why you gonna give Bud a look and he on the other side, whatever, on ESPN, while we got fighters right here and we building our shit up. So when it's time for us to negotiate and it's time for us to make that fight at the end, Bud and Spence, it makes sense to make that fight at the end because those are two best popular fighters at welterweight besides Pacquiao, and that makes sense to me. That's why the fight haven't happened yet, in my opinion.
But see, now here's the thing. You wanted to fast forward to the PBC schedule being announced. I
Yeah.
want to rewind
Hmm.
to Bud Crawford when he was fighting at 140 pounds, junior
Okay.
welterweight, right? Bud
Yeah.
Crawford was the undisputed champion at junior welterweight, and Bud Crawford decided to move up in weight.
Right.
Now, when an undisputed champion decides to move up in weight, what does he do? He chooses what path he wants to go get his title in the next weight class. So
Right.
my
Yep.
question to you is, if it's quote unquote PBC business, blah blah blah, not blah 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 like dismissing what you said, but you're saying it's because of the PBC business side why we haven't seen the fight. Why
Hmm.
is it that Terrence Bud Crawford, when he was undisputed champion,
Hmm.
did not go the IBF route to get to Spence, who was the champion, instead of going the WBO route to fight Jeff Horn?
Right. So my reason and why I see why he did that is because the IBF already had a mandatory in place for Spence.
Ooh, I
Yes,
gotta
they did.
correct you there.
No,
I
hold
gotta
on.
correct you there. No, they
Okay.
didn't.
All right. Let me spit it though.
Okay.
So it was supposed to have been Ocampo versus Palmaro. Palmaro gave that up. The Russian kid that was trained by Abel, he gave it up. You know what I'm saying? He gave up the position, so they made Ocampo mandatory. Even on the show when Showtime laid out their fight, when they had Ortiz and Wilder and AB and Figueroa, all those fights. Remember, Spence came over there by himself, and they said he was fighting June the 16th against a mandatory. They ain't figured out who the mandatory was. So once again, the PBC shit plays a role too, because they already had it set.
No,
Go ahead, take it.
that's not true. All right, let
Okay,
me ask
come
you
on.
a question. Let me ask you a
Yep,
question.
let's get
When
it.
Bud Crawford was moving up to 147,
Hmm.
who was the number one contender in the IBF?
They probably didn't have one
That's
because they don't rank
correct.
they probably don't
That's
rank their first
correct.
two.
That's
It was
correct.
go ahead.
They didn't have a number one contender.
Right.
They didn't have a number two contender.
Hmm.
They had Ocampo at number three. So you're telling me that the IBF,
Yep.
who has their guy with their belt, Bud Crawford, he's gonna move up in weight. You're telling me they would not have installed him, maybe not as the direct mandatory, but you're trying to tell me they wouldn't have at least had him fight Ocampo to determine the mandatory?
No, I agree with if he wanted to go that route, I think he would. Yeah, of course, because he got a lot. He did what he did at 140. But
But
which one
why
makes more?
didn't he go
What?
that route?
Sure, because I'm tell you why. Because the horn route was easier. That fight.
Exactly.
I know, and
Exactly.
I know, and that's the thing.
Exactly.
And look, let me get to it. That's the point I'm saying about the whole Bud and Spence situation. I understand the business of the boxing shit. When he said that Porter was the easiest fight, I wasn't like, tripping. Oh, he ducking Bud. I understood what he's doing. So the same thing. If Horn coming off the Pacquiao win, you know what I'm saying? Whether you thought he won or lost, you gotta admit he won 5 rounds in that fight against the all-time great, and he struggled. You know what I'm saying? He on the top rank side. It makes sense to go after that belt, and that's how they maneuver the politics. So that's why I'm not the one that said these guys ducking though. So if you can try to get that out of me, it's not, because that's not how I'm
What
rocking.
I'm trying to get out of you is, why is it you are blaming the PBC business side when Terrence Crawford had a way to get Errol Spence in the ring right away if he really wanted to?
I don't know if that's the same thing as how the WO worked in the IBF. Maybe it could have worked. Maybe he should have tried it. I ain't saying I'm not saying that he shouldn't have, but I'm just saying it from realistic point of view that, hey, you're not even top rated in the IBF yet. So if you can get this belt, and don't forget, Keith told him to get a belt, and Spence told him to get a belt.
Who cares what they say though?
It
None
do
of none
matter
of
what they
the
say.
no, it don't because none of these guys are sanctioning body presidents. So at the end of the day, they don't get to say who's going to be their mandatory. They can say whatever the hell they want.
I'm with you on that. But they do gotta say, because when Spence and Bud met up, Spence laid out who he gonna fight. I'm fighting Mikey. I'm fighting Porter. I'm
But that
fighting
was
Keith
that
or
was
Pacquiao.
that was after. That wasn't before Walter. That wasn't before Bud moved up to welterweight. What I'm saying is that Bud had a chance to fight Spence when he moved up. And to
What's the
me,
time period though? Let's speak on the time period.
let's
Think
speak on
about
the
this.
time period.
Okay, so became undisputed August of 2017.
Okay.
I don't know when he announced, but I do know Spence and Pearson was signed, and they had to have an 8 week count, right? So let's back. What's that? November. So I mean, I'm just saying, are we on the same time frame? Did
We
them
are
guys
we are on the
PBC?
same time frame because
Okay, did
if
the
you think
PBC?
about it, Bud Crawford didn't fight Jeff Horn until June of 2018.
Right. That's I know. But at the time in 2017, Spence, what I'm saying, he was trying to fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman coming off the Dan Garcia win.
But
Those guys didn't want to
what
fight him.
that got to do with Bud Crawford going the
Oh,
IBF route? It don't have
it don't
anything
got
to do
no.
with that.
No, he went down the WO route because it was the easier route.
The funny part
Promotion wise.
is
What's that?
that Spence and Crawford only fought a week apart in June 2018. So you can't
Exactly.
tell me
Yeah.
they couldn't. They could have fought each other in June of
I know, but
2018.
I know I agree with that. But that was when Bud won the WO and
But
Spence.
why? That's what I want to get at. Why the W? Why not go after Spence? To me, if Spence is the guy,
You're right.
right? Why not go after him? I'll be honest with
Right.
you. I think that Terrence Crawford is not a very good judge of boxers. Okay. And I
Okay.
think that Terrence Crawford wrongly identified Keith Thurman as the guy in the division. I don't
Because he
think he
was.
thought of Spence as the guy.
He was at the time though. But yeah, keep
Nah,
rocking though.
maybe they are. I've always thought as soon as Errol Spence beat down Kell Brook and got him out
Mhm.
of there, to me, Spence was the guy at
Okay.
147. Now, maybe he wasn't the money guy. That's something different. But to me, if you claim that you're the best and you want to challenge yourself against the best, Spence was the guy to me who was the best in the division after he beat Kell Brook.
Right. I'm
But
with you on that.
but Bud
I
didn't
don't
do
agree.
that.
I don't agree with you, but I understand what you're saying. I think Keith was still. He proved that he was the best after beating Porter, and then the next year beating Danny. You know what I'm saying? I think that solidified him as number one. And then all the injuries. I thought after he was bullshitting around, that's when Spence took over the
Yeah.
throne.
Well,
That's my opinion.
respect to Keith Thurman. I don't want to sound like I'm dismissing him because Keith
Oh, yeah.
Thurman has done more at welterweight than anyone besides Manny Pacquiao. So respect to Keith Thurman. But I had never at any point thought that Keith Thurman was better than Spence. That's just me
Okay.
personally.
Oh no, I feel you.
And I think Crawford should have went after Spence. Honestly, I think we would have got it in 2018 if he'd have went the IBF route. Because there's no way Spence, who only had one title at the time,
Right.
and Spence, who we know, I don't care what Keith Thurman says in 2020, we know Keith Thurman showed absolutely zero interest in fighting Spence at that time. To me, Spence wasn't going to drop his only belt. So where was he going to go? He was going to fight Crawford for the IBF belt.
I see what you talk. I see where you're coming from as a boxing fan. Want to see the best fight. I feel you on that. But think about it. If them guys fight now and fought then, what you talking about? Then what would we talking about now?
We would be talking about Errol Spence probably going for undisputed against who's it? Probably against Mean Machine. That's
Nah.
what we'll probably be talking about by now.
Nah. I mean, I understand you as a boxing fan. To get that fight now, he could have did that, yeah. But it makes more sense to get that WO off of him. Now you
Yeah,
got leverage too. So you can tell this man, listen, instead of fighting for one belt, we can fight for two.
yeah, but
And
here's the thing.
yeah,
Terrence Crawford, and I don't blame Crawford. I blame his manager, Brian McIntyre, aka Bomac, who's also his trainer. I think that these guys did not judge the landscape properly. Because if you would take one look at 147, you would know that it's littered with PBC guys. So, like you say, boxing is a business, right? So why would these PBC guys who haven't all fought each other yet all of a sudden go fight in the WBO to fight Terrence Crawford when they can match up against each other and still make a lot of money? So to me, if I'm Crawford and I'm judging, you should be forward thinking, not just thinking in the moment with that little bum ass bullshit contract he re-signed with. You should forward think, and you should have went a different route besides the WBO, in my opinion. And I think Crawford is paying for the lack of foresight right now on the part of him and the part of his manager, Bomac.
maybe so. But I would say still the moves that he made, like the division haven't even played out yet. It's still working itself out. Especially with this new shit with Portland in the WBO rankings. It still can work out. Like long as all on fighting each other. If you look at it, they've been fighting each other, except for Bud. They just gotta get him in there. Now, it is no guarantee that what you're saying going the IBF route would have worked at the time.
Why not?
You know what I'm
Who,
saying?
who,
Yeah, that's what I
you
said. It's no
said yourself,
guarantee.
the IBF don't play with the
I know they don't
mandatories.
play, but
So
there's no guarantee they're gonna put this guy. They wasn't predicting that what my man did Harmaro. They made them guys. They was gonna get them guys to fight. So I can see what you're saying, but I don't think it's the. I think that was the best move to get the WBO route, and then you got a belt, he got a belt, so you both on equal terms. Not no more, but they was both on equal terms, as far as in the beginning. I'm thinking they should have fought after June 2018. You thinking they should have fought in June 2018?
yeah.
I feel what you're saying though. I'm with you.
Now
I ain't mad at you.
about Crawford, who the fuck is he gonna fight next?
Hey, what's good to the chat, man? Salute everybody too that came through, that's coming through, dropping comments, man. We just chopping it up. Go ahead, bro. What you saying?
Who is Bud Crawford gonna fight next?
Man, I think it's Porter, bro.
No way.
I think it's Porter.
No. So you honestly think that Terrence Crawford is gonna fight someone that we give a damn about?
I think so. If
Man,
you got peep game though. You seen those new rankings?
yeah, I saw it. I saw you
Okay.
talking about it. But
All right.
you
Now, when have
also
you ever
said
seen?
something.
Go
But
ahead.
you
Go
also
ahead.
said something very interesting.
Hmm.
You said that the WBO does not allow someone coming off a loss to
Exactly.
fight for their title. Porter's
Yeah.
coming off a loss. So how could he be next to Bud Crawford? Talk
Yeah.
to me.
I know. I'm gonna talk to you because that is a fact, and that was based off what they did to Rosado and Billy Joe Saunders in November. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm covering all my bases. But I read something real, surprising to me. They
Okay.
said that in the WO, I'm paraphrasing. They said some shit like this: you can fight a top 15 guy, and the guy he can deem that he's worthy to get the mandatory shot or fight for the title. All he gotta do is write a letter. Now, which
Yeah.
fighter in the
Yeah.
welterweight division that's not a champion that's more worthy than Porter and Keith? Well, either one. But which one's more worthy right now that's more possible? Porter or Keith? You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
they're both possible.
They're both
Listen,
possible, right? Go
Keith
ahead.
Thurman says send the contract.
Exactly. So there you go. So that's what I'm saying. And
But is
it's a
Bud gonna send the contract? Is my question.
I think they. I mean, I don't know if they send it or not. I'm hoping. I'm hopeful as a fan they will send it, but it plays out. We know these sanction bodies and promoters? They working in unison, right? We ain't. We don't
Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
We don't normally see a lot of PBC fighters ranked real high. You know what I'm saying? Now we turn around. We got Porter number 4. Now peep game on this. The top 3 guys is Danny,
Yeah,
Virgil,
he's about to fight Spence. We know that.
about to fight Spence, and then you got Ortiz. He's a
Yeah,
WBA. He's a WBA gold. Do we think he ready? I don't know. You think he take that fight realistically?
I think he
We don't
would.
think so. You
I
think he
think he
would
would.
right now?
I
After
think he
after
would.
after Friday, is he getting grabbing the microphone and calling out Bud?
He ain't
You
calling
think
out
so?
nobody. He ain't calling
He
out
not gonna call
nobody.
nobody out?
But
But
I
is he gonna?
think
You
he
think
would
they
take the
gonna ask for
fight.
that fight?
I think he
Okay,
would.
if they
I think he would.
will he take that fight? Will he go ask for that fight? Ask his people to go make that fight, or will he go press for the mandatory?
I think he'll press for the mandatory.
Okay, so you think Virgil will take it? I don't think he will. Number 3, we got Mikey. He don't fuck with Bob Arum, right?
Um,
He- how
about
hard is that
that.
fight to make?
Hold on. About that.
Okay, come
About
on.
that. I have it on good authority that there has been a thawing in the ice of the relationship between Bob Arum and Mikey Garcia.
Okay,
And this was due to previous negotiations that they had where Mikey was trying to get a fight for one of his fighters, Josecito Lopez. He was trying to get him matched up with Crawford. So I was told that they had good conversations and that they can do business together.
okay, that's what's up. But how likely is that though to you? You think that's more than like what percentage you put
No,
on that?
I'd say I put that on like a point 0.000005%.
You see what I'm saying? So but look at the most logical opponent that fit the criteria to fight
Hmm.
Bud. Whether he coming off a loss or not, all losses ain't bad losses, especially that loss with Spence.
That's very
He proved
true.
he proved a lot to a lot of fans, and now they thinking he can actually beat Bud.
He
So
can.
he
He
can
can.
let's say he go to Paco and be like, yo, bro, let me be mandatory. This guy don't want to fight him. He don't want to fight him. I got the credentials. I'm a 2-time champion. He can plead
Hmm.
his case. We know the story. That's why I think that one is more likely than him fighting somebody else now. I mean, that's just me. Because that shit just it kind of came out of nowhere to me. And I said, yeah, maybe they'll have an interim title, interim fight, both of
Uh-huh.
them, because he was coming off a loss. But I had to go read the fire print. Like Rosado, it's a difference between Rosado, Gay Rosado, and Showtime Sean Porter. Big ass difference. Rosado is a
Absolutely.
journeyman. Oh, he a good fighter, whatnot, but he a journeyman. Never won a title. But Sean Porter, 2-time world champion, and this is like the highest he's ever been in his career. So that's why I said Sean Porter.
You didn't say Sean Porter before though.
Yeah, I
Nah,
didn't be. No, I threw
I
it. I
feel
threw
like
in those
you
interims.
said
I got to cover all my bases. I got to cover all my bases though.
I
I
feel
got to
like you
cover
said it
all my
was
bases.
you said it was Castillo Clayton. I feel like I
I
saw you
said
say
that.
that.
Yeah, I said if they, yeah, I said if they take, I said I won't be surprised if they take an interim fight, Bud fight Clayton, and my man fight Red Cash since they already talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Danny fought Red Cash, getting ready for a softball. Now he got Spence, so why
Yeah.
Porter can't fight Red Cash? That's all. I was just messing. I
Okay.
gotta
Okay.
throw stuff out there. Throw stuff out there, make you think the way I'm thinking. That's how I look at shit though. So
Now,
yeah.
do you think that Crawford and Porter could get over their little friends and family bullshit and actually fight each other?
Yeah, man, I think that shit's fake as hell. Cause when man, I ain't if you my partner, right? We best friends. We've been
Uh-huh.
rocking off all this time. It would have been known like before 2020. I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
they was that close. You feel me? I didn't even know that. And if me and you rocking like that, everybody gonna know it. We're gonna be on social media, all types of shit. You my man, I'm your man. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
wasn't doing that shit until, to me, I felt like they probably made an agreement like if we both champions and if it's for all the marbles, then we're gonna fight. So they
So
probably made
so
that
they
agreement
made
back in
a
the
they
day.
made a Danny Jacobs Demetrius Andrade agreement, is what you're
Probably.
saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But
Uh,
I think now though it's kind of different now because now Bud getting all this heat from the fans. He
I
gotta
don't
do
think Bud
something.
cares. I don't think he cares
He probably
because
don't care. No, I think he
he's
do.
but he said some shit that I didn't really too much care for, talking about, oh, they wasn't talking about me fighting Porter when he had the WBC. That wasn't calling for unification. But now that Porter doesn't have a belt, they want me to fight him. My
Yeah.
man, you wasn't fighting people with belts before anyway. Jose Benavidez ain't got no fucking belt. Mean Machine ain't got no belt. Come on, man. Like, Amir Khan, he got no fucking belt. I don't know if he got some sort of Commonwealth belt over in the UK, but he ain't got no
Nah.
belt that we give a damn about. So don't
Yeah.
talk to me about Sean Porter not having no belt. We need to see that fight.
Right.
I
Yeah.
hope
I
you're
mean.
right, though. Bob Arum said they got something big planned for Crawford in November.
Yeah.
It better not be Chris Van Eerden or Ray Robinson, because I'm gonna be
I'm with
mad.
you.
Because I'm
I'm
gonna be
with you though.
mad.
Hey, look, I think like I get a misconception like on Twitter because I put out matchups that I think is
Hmm.
realistic is gonna happen, not the matchups that I want to happen. So people
Yeah.
be like, "Yo, man, didn't you say this or this?" But I'm just throwing it out there. So I won't. But when Porter after had that performance against Spence, I said I want to see him against Bud. I said that shit from the rip, and my
Hmm.
shit ain't never changed. Now I know some people, we got fans and they'll say this and say that. But at the end of the day, if them guys fighting each other, man, like the fans win. It don't matter which one of those welterweights are fighting. We all
That's
gonna
a
win.
fact.
You know what I'm saying? So they can do a round robin. PBC is doing their round robin. They
Yeah, you
damn near
see what
proving
they
who
doing at
wins.
154? You see what they
Right.
doing at 154?
Exactly. I love that division. So I mean, it makes sense to be Bud and Porter in November. It makes sense.
Now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on Bud saying that he will not take a pay cut to fight in front of no fans? He wants to get paid what's in his contract.
I mean, I didn't really take too much from that because if you gonna tell him to take a pay cut, that means he gonna fight a guy like Ray Robinson and Chris
Mm-hmm.
Van. We don't want to see that.
We don't.
So because I mean, he's the only one that's really saying that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure Spence and Danny are saying the same thing. You know
I,
what I'm saying?
honestly, I don't think a pay cut is even on the table for the PBC guys. To
I
be
know, I
honest with
know,
you,
I know. I feel you on that.
and I
But if they,
respect that. I respect the
yeah,
hell out of that.
that's love right there for real. But if they was in that position, they would say the same shit probably. Like, okay,
Yeah,
if you want me to take less money, well, give me red cash then. You feel me?
exactly.
So I ain't mad at it if we get Porter. Now, if he's saying he not gonna take a pay cut and he fight Chris Van Heerden or Santillion, then I'm upset, bro. I'm mad. I'm
Now, let me
mad.
ask you a question.
Yeah, yeah.
Besides Showtime Sean Porter, what fights do you think would be acceptable to you for Bud Crawford to have next?
It'll be the first one. So other than Porter, I say Pacquiao, Keith
Okay.
Thurman,
Okay.
and I think right now that's it.
That's it.
Because I'm thinking that of course Spence and Danny, but they
But we know
fighting.
that's not happening.
So we talking
Realistically, I'm
about the
talking about
ones
realistic, not
that's
pie in the
realistic.
sky, not pie in the sky.
Okay.
I'm talking about realistic.
So Pacquiao, Porter, Keith. If you want to jump to 54 and get to Sher,
That's not
that's about it.
happening. Teixeira
But
already
that's
got
what
his
I'm saying.
mandatory.
I know, but that could, like you said before, you said that why couldn't Bud jump to IBF and say, look, let me get that fight with Spence. You think if he did the same thing and say Castano hold fast, I want this shit. I'm a super champion.
No,
So
but
that shit is,
I think that was called already. I think
yeah, it
that
was
memo
called.
was called already.
It was called.
So
But I'm
I
just saying
think he
though,
next in line. But I
those are
would
two fights.
add Ugas to the list,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I would add Lipin Yates to the list. I would
Yeah,
love to see those two also.
I'm with those fights too. My mind, I'm with you. All those fights make sense to me, but those top three, Keith, Porter, and Pac, and I was thinking more of the lines. These guys are busy, and same thing with Teixeira. He busy too. I said that because Bud's a super champion. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I like those fights too. Yeah, no doubt.
Now,
No doubt.
uh, if Bud Crawford decides to fight someone that we don't give a damn about, will
Hmm.
you crush him on Twitter?
Say it again.
If Bud decides to fight someone that we don't give a damn about, would you crush him on Twitter?
Yeah. Right now, the way this shit's set up. Hey, salute to everybody in the chat too, man. Let me make sure I shout out everybody, bro.
Hold on, who is this? Michael Peshwari talking about
I
a
don't know.
latest scandal within the LDBC. Man, what is he talking about?
Man, I don't know, man. We talking boxing, bro. If that man, if you want to holler at whoever you want to holler at, get that email, bro. But salute, whatever.
Yeah,
BLTB, the Texan in the building. Bruce Goals, LDTB, what's good, bro? I can't read everybody comment, but I'm gonna shout y'all out. Renee
yeah.
Box
Bruce,
Young.
Bruce is my guy.
Yeah,
Bruce is my
yeah,
guy.
good people.
My boy, Raph was in here.
Yeah, Raphael, what's good?
My co-host for my Most Valid Opinion podcast. He's one
Okay.
of my co-hosts. So he came to show love. You know, I told him we're gonna talk some boxing right now, and I'm
Yes.
carrying the MVO flag. So he came to make sure I ain't get worked over. But I'm like, no,
Oh
it's
no,
all
you
love,
good.
man.
It's all
We
love.
just talking
All love.
boxing. We just
Yes,
talking
sir.
boxing.
Yes, sir. We talking boxing, man. So if y'all got any issues, bro, y'all holler at that man offline. If y'all mad about your shit, you don't gotta come here
Exactly.
because I never had no troll shit in my chat. Real talk. So if it's about that, just holler at that man. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. He talk boxing. Bill TB talk boxing with me. So we talking boxing, we on boxing. All that
Yeah.
other shit, I ain't no judge, no lawyer, nothing like that. So let's get back to that shit. You were saying
Exactly.
about Liberness and Ugas.
Yeah.
I like those fights too.
But
Yeah.
would you publicly crush Bud Crawford if he fights someone that we don't care about?
Hold on. Yeah, I would get him, but you know what I'm saying? I still rock with him, but I would get him, man. I have to question him. I at him and everything. Him, Bo Mac, the whole team, all the way down to Jamel Herring. Why are we fighting this guy when we're in the position we're in right now? When you
Would you
got
would
Sean
you
Porter.
would you
Go
be
ahead.
scared of getting some spicy Twitter messages from Letitia Crawford?
No.
Oh, because
What?
Letitia about that life. Like
I'm not scared of her.
she be
Listen.
talking, she be talking spicy.
Yes, you do. I ain't nobody scared of her. Listen, if she want to get mad at that, then she gonna have to debate me on some boxing shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this. She can't fuck me on no boxing shit. So you can't get mad. If I speak in my mind, yeah, I should probably say the same thing. If they be like, "Bud, who you fighting?" Man, I'm fighting Antonio DeMarco, man. Who? Did AB stop him? You feel me?
Yeah,
So she feeling the same way we feel. She just not gonna say it because she don't want Bud to, you know what I'm saying, put in the headlock or some shit like that.
yeah,
So
yeah. No
I ain't worried
doubt,
about
no doubt,
nobody.
no doubt, no doubt. Now let's switch gears. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the news that just came down. You
Okay.
have Jermell Charlo, uh, according to Mike Coppinger of The Athletic, Jermell Charlo has agreed to terms to fight unified 154-pound champion Jason Rosario in September. He claims it's either going to be September 19th or September 26th. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
I love that shit. That's the natural fight that should happen next. As soon as J Rock stepped aside, then that fight should have been next. So it makes sense. I love the matchup. I like how Rosado, how he's coming to his own. His performance against J Rock that shit was crazy. Jamel, I had the opportunity to go see. I went to Ontario. Look real quick. I live right in the middle between L.A. and Vegas, so you already know what time it is as a
Did you
boxing
live in
fan.
Utah?
No. I live in Cali.
Okay,
But
okay.
I live 2 hours from Vegas, 2 hours from LA.
Okay,
So I'm right.
okay.
Yeah. So I went to Ontario to watch the Charlo Harrison 2. And man, that dude nice, bro. Like watching him in like live, like both of them guys put on a good performance. And it's
Yeah.
a natural fight, bro. That's what should happen next. That's what boxing fans want. So I'm with it 100%.
So
What you yeah.
how do you see that matchup going?
See, I like that. I like the style matchup because this gonna force Mel to box, which I think that's his natural ability. I know
Yeah.
when he got with my man Derrick James, and now he want to be a big puncher and this that, and third. I want him to be boxing. If he boxing and walking Rosado into shots, because Rosario, he's kind of heavy footed. You know what I'm saying? He come forward. He got some decent skills, but he heavy footed. He ain't really cutting the ring off too crazy. He coming right at you. So all Mel got to do is just use some footwork, get his jab popping because he do got a great jab, and then just walk him into some shots. But he can't sit there and bang with my man. My man is coming. He's coming. He's strong
Can
as hell too.
Charlo survive the onslaught from Jason Rosario?
I would have to say if I don't know shit. If he stand right there and want to fight with this big ass dude, I can't see him withstanding it. So I'm looking
Charlo
at
just
it.
as big as him though.
I know, but I'm just saying he ain't coming in. Look, we don't got no second day IBF weigh-in. I don't think they had one for J Rock. So
No,
Mel
the
Mel
IBF
not
does
coming in.
not do second day
Right.
weigh-ins and
For
unification
unification.
bouts. Yeah.
Got you. So I'm thinking Rosario is Big Charlo's size. And I know Mel, he got a good size to him too, but this guy a big puncher, so you don't want to be sitting there banging with him.
Yeah.
I would say if he's sitting there banging with him, I don't know if he's gonna be able to control it. But Mel I ain't never seen none of the Charlos hurt, and both of them got good stamina. So
Yeah, and they
you know
both
what I'm saying?
got like you said, they both got excellent chins.
Right.
You know, Charlo does have the reach advantage, like I believe a 3-inch reach advantage, if my memory serves me. I don't have it up right now, but I believe Charlo has a 73 to 70 reach advantage. They're both 5'11". Rosario is a big dude though.
Yeah.
But Charlo's a big dude too, and Charlo's a great boxer. He's an I understand for some strange reason, a lot of the boxing public don't like the Charlos. I don't understand why. I love the Charlos. To
Right.
me, the Charlos are like two of the best stories in boxing if you actually like know their back history.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
for
true.
some reason, a lot of guys on boxing Twitter portray the Charlos as these thugs or whatever, but I don't see that at all. The Charlos, to me, they some hardworking brothers. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when they were struggling for money, they didn't turn to the streets or turn to drugs. They started a fucking landscaping business.
Yeah.
These dudes was fucking mowing lawns to make money. That's respectable to me, you
Yeah.
know?
Fact.
So I love the Charlos, and I love their energy. I love the whole keep running your mouth. I love all that. I love everything about the Charlos. I'm looking forward to this one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a debate going on, which is obviously going to sound very PBC heavy, but there's a debate going on about whether or not this fight should be considered for undisputed.
Nah, bro. You can't make the rules up as they go. You can't make them up as they go. So
But you really be honest. You really fuck with the WBO?
I fuck with it. They made that shit official. It's official. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can't keep changing up the rules. And so all right, peep game. They saying that shit now. So what if Castano go to Golden Boy and get that WBO and be like, yo, Al, look what I got, bro. Are they gonna be saying that shit now?
No, they
Are they gonna
won't.
be saying that
No,
shit?
they won't.
So
No, they
and
won't.
Castano's a badass dude. He ain't no trash ass fighter.
He
So
definitely not.
and no man, that shit ain't undisputed, but it's a damn good fight.
It
You know what I'm
is.
saying?
It is a
Damn good
damn
fight.
good fight. But
I love it.
I would like to get back to where we didn't recognize the WBO at all.
Okay.
I hate the WBO. To me, the WBO is the absolute worst sanctioning body that we have in boxing.
Hmm. I
But
think
it
it's
is
the
what it is.
WBA. I think
Huh?
it's a WBA. I think it's a WBA
Why? Why?
because the WBA they got too many champions. They
Okay.
make up champions. They make up belts as they go. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
We got a gold, interim, super,
Mm-hmm.
regular. We got a damn I don't know emeritus champion. Look what they're doing in the heavyweight division. You got two guys that walking around calling themselves champion. One haven't fought in 3 years, the other one hasn't fought in 2 years, and they can walk around their country or their if wherever they from and say I'm a world champion with the WBA. Don't nobody know the difference. It's confused the fans. Even motherfuckers like me and you, we confused. You know
Now,
what I'm saying? So
here's what the WBA has over the WBO.
what's that?
A fucking drug testing program.
Okay.
I can't take the WBO and the IBF seriously when they are the last two that's not on board with having their own drug testing program like the WBC and the WBA. You gotta have it. You have
I'm
to
with
have it. You
I'm with you
know,
on that.
so it's like, do we know guys like Bud Crawford? Do we know guys like Patrick Teixeira? Do we know they're clean? We know that. Can we
We
say we
don't
know
know.
that?
We can't say that 100%, but no fighter though.
But I think we can reasonably say that guys that are enrolled in the WBC clean boxing program and
Mhm.
guys that are enrolled in the WBA fair boxing program, I think we can reasonably say that these guys are clean until they're busted.
I'm with that. Um, and I think they are the only one really implementing that. But they got some flaws too, because look how Mauricio do his Mexican fighters. You know what I'm saying? He elevated the levels of that clan. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no
With
no no
all
no 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 no! I gotta
come
correct you
on,
there. I gotta
come on,
correct you there. It was not
come on.
Mauricio. It was not Mauricio. First of all, I think that the fact that clenbuterol was previously considered a zero threshold substance,
Hmm.
I think that was kind of racist, to be honest with you, because it was widely known, and not just in boxing, it was widely known that
Hmm.
clenbuterol is an issue in South America and in Asia. You had an entire soccer team get sick and test positive for clenbuterol
Yeah,
from eating tainted meat. So
I remember that.
this was a known issue. So for WADA to have clenbuterol as a qualitative drug instead of quantitative,
Right.
but yet the European drug of choice, meldonium, had a
Yeah.
threshold.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
like
I'm
that
with
too
you.
much. I
Now
didn't
I'm with
like
you.
that too much. So to me, I think what Mauricio did was he lobbied WADA to actually look at it sensibly
Mm,
because and he probably did it. Well, I'm not gonna say probably. He did it because it was affecting his Mexican guys.
right.
But at the end of the day, right is right. If you can't expect Mexican boxers to all of a sudden control the Department of Agriculture in Mexico. They like, I know we love boxing and we're boxing fans, so we talk the pie in the sky shit. I've heard people tell me that Canelo should get all his meat tested before he eats. So you're telling me that if Canelo want to eat a steak, he needs to cut a piece of that steak off, send it off to a lab to get confirmation it doesn't have clenbuterol 2 days later? Canelo's supposed to do that? Canelo's supposed to grow and raise his own cows and grow his own food?
Money.
But
he got no money to do that, though.
That is
I'm with you, though. I'm with you.
That is so much to ask.
I'm joking, but I'm with you, though. I'm with you.
So to me, I actually like that common sense prevailed with clenbuterol. Now, does that mean that some guys might start microdosing so that they can use, maybe getting a little advantage and still being within the threshold? Yeah. But there's always going to be cheaters.
Yeah.
There's always going to be cheaters no matter what.
Yeah, I'm with you, though. I agree with that, though. I think, the majority of fighters are cheating. They just haven't got caught yet. And we can tell when they have big fights, most of them start testing positive. So.
You mean like Dillian White?
Dillian White, Big Baby.
Well, Big Baby. Big Baby been a cheater. And I've been telling people that I knew Big Baby was a cheater years ago when Big Baby used to fight on Showtime. Okay? And Showtime and PBC was trying to build Big Baby as a future Wilder opponent. Big Baby fought on Showtime and he was going to fight Wilder next. And then suddenly he fled to HBO with Eddie Hearn when the Wilder fight was supposed to be next for him. I was like, nope. That nigga right there is cheating. I knew that right away. So when he tested positive for every drug in the pharmacy, I wasn't surprised. I called him the human pincushion because I already knew he was cheating. And I'm from Brooklyn, and he's a Brooklyn boy. But right is right, man. At the end of the day, Big Baby was cheating, man. And we knew he was cheating. Wilder Ben said he was cheating. Nobody wanted to listen. They was like, oh, no, he's just ducking Big Baby, dog.
He just hating.
You know? That kills me.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing with, do you remember around the time when Wilder fought, he was looking for an opponent for January 2016. And he had Shannon Briggs on the table. He had Mansoor, and he went with Spilker. Those are three he had on the table. But I wanted Shannon Briggs in the Barclays Center. You know what I'm saying? And he told him, yo, sign up for VADA. Sign up for VADA, the clean boxing program. Man, that dude went somewhere else. He started chasing Klitschko again.
Yeah.
So that's how you know. That's how you know.
Shannon Briggs got fat, and then suddenly he was looking like an Adonis again. We knew he was cheating. But shout out to him too, another Brooklyn dude. Damn it, what's up with my Brooklyn dudes cheating? You know,
I like Shannon Briggs. I like him though. But he had me going though. Hey, salute to the chat too, man. I appreciate all you guys too. Can't get to the comments, but get the smoke. Salute to everybody, man. What's Ned, Gustavo? Salute. BLTB still up in here. Salute to everybody. But I was on the train, man. Well, wifey had bought me some Let's Go Champ t-shirts and shit. You know what I'm saying? Remember when he was trying to make that run with Oquendo? Yo, I'm hyped. Yeah. I'm on the treadmill listening to him. It's like a motivational, you know what I'm saying? Every time he's talking, man, this dude let me down. He got testosterone like twice what a man's supposed to have. I'm mad. I'm like, come on, bro. You done gassed me up. These t-shirts, you know what I'm saying? It's all good.
Hey, let's go, champ.
Let's go, champ.
Let's go, champ. I like that.
But man, what else you got in the news? What happened today? Because I love that Charlo and Rosario shit. What else?
Well, it wasn't today, but it's looking likely that Big Charlo, as you call him and I call him, I'm glad I'm not the only one that call him that. Big Charlo is going to be fighting Sergey Derevyanchenko.
Yes, sir.
Another excellent fight. Canelo made a $5 million offer to Callum Smith.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on that, actually, and the Canelo sweepstakes? Why don't guys want to fight Canelo?
You say why they don't want to?
Yeah, yeah.
Man, they wanna all price themselves because they feel like you got the pay, you got the bread. So shit, hey, give me 8 instead of 3. You know what I'm saying? You got it, and I kind of understand that. But in the end of the day, and you know you're going up against it because you know before when you sign the contract, you down 4-0. So they already know. So pay me my bread.
Come
That's fact.
on.
Is that's
Get
not fact?
out of it. No.
That's that's not
Listen,
fact.
I am sick and tired of people disrespecting the legendary El Campeon,
Okay,
Mr. Canelo Alvarez. Okay.
okay,
Yo,
keep going.
Canelo to me is the best fighter in boxing. And I
Okay,
think that a lot of guys, they don't want to get hit by Canelo because
okay.
Canelo hits like a fucking mule, and he will beat you up to the body. He'll do his little fake hook to the body, hook to the head, all in one motion thing that
Hmm.
Golovkin couldn't get out of the way of. To me, a lot of these guys just don't want that smoke with Canelo. You had Billy Joe Saunders talk about he's not going to be ready by September.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What the fuck was you doing all quarantine besides calling in terroristic threats to airlines to fuck with Ben Davison and teaching guys how to beat their wives? Well, like
Mm.
what exactly was he doing all quarantine that he's not going to be ready to fight in September? It's not like people don't know Canelo's going to fight in September. We
Right.
all know that. We know Canelo been looking for an opponent for September. So why are these guys and well, let me not say these guys. Why is Saunders not ready to fight in
I don't,
September?
I don't know, but I'm gonna speak on the Canelo shit, and I
Mm-hmm.
agree with everything you say. And I want to add to what you said with his skill set. His defense is nice as hell too.
Mm.
So I don't think. I mean, you got him as number one. Do you think he's the best? If he's the best,
Uh-huh.
why the hell we got all these stipulations? 155, 164.5. You can't rehydrate. Me and you are both middleweights, but you telling Jacobs he can't go past 10 pounds, and the IBF and the WA on the line. Why we got all these stipulations? Yes, I know they signed the contract. I got you, but if you're the best, you don't need that shit, right? Right or
Let me
wrong?
let me ask you a question.
Yeah, come on.
When Floyd Mayweather was active,
Yeah,
where did you have him ranked pound for pound in boxing?
I had him number one.
You had him number one. Did you
Yeah,
have him number one going into the Canelo Alvarez fight?
yeah,
You did, right?
yep.
Didn't him and Canelo fight at the catchweight?
That 152. I'm all on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So does
But
that mean
before,
that Floyd wasn't the best because he fought at the
no,
catchweight?
that don't mean you're not the best. But that's like one time. You can only name 2 times Floyd did that catchweight shit. Canelo and Marquez. So I got you. How many times this dude put a rehydration clause on Rocky Fielding? Let that shit sink in. All right, it sunk in. So it's not the same thing. And Floyd has
Okay,
proven he
so
was
here's
pound
the
for
thing.
pound. Oh,
Here's the
come on,
thing about the rehydration clause on
let's
Rocky
get it.
Fielding. It was Canelo's first fight at 168.
But he's the
So,
best.
but you don't think that when you're moving up to a division that's 8 pounds heavier than your previous division, you don't want to feel out how you take to the division?
Yes, I understand that part. He fought at 64, so he filled out already. Went back and got Triple G.
Mm,
But I'm gonna
I
say
don't
this.
think
I'm
so.
gonna, I'm gonna say this though. If you saying he need to get his body filled out and shit, he came in at 167 and looked good. Only thing I ain't like about Canelo in that fight, he had on the knee brace. But other than that, he looked good. So why you gotta put a limitation on a guy that's probably a C plus fighter and got stopped in 1 round by Callum Smith?
But you said it yourself.
What's
Canelo
that?
had on a knee brace.
Yeah,
Let's not
hell,
forget he had. Let's not
okay.
forget he had arthroscopic knee surgery. We can't forget that
I'm
he
not.
had
I'm not forgetting it.
arthroscopic knee surgery. There was actually talk that his knee was going to get worse, a la Andre Ward. So who knows where Canelo was at that point physically?
maybe so.
but
But
he still
on
got in the
every
ring
single
though.
fight, listen to this. Probably every fight he had, except for Angulo, that shit had some type of catch weight or some type of shit involved in it. Kirkland, Cotto, Lara was at 155. Lara was a WA champion. All the way down to Kovalev. Why? Floyd only did it with 2 people. He did it with probably 10+ people. So
Some
that's what I'm saying.
people, some
I think he one of
people.
the best fighters. He one of the best fighters in the world.
No,
I
he
think
is
Bud
the
is the
best
best fighter.
fighter.
I think Bud is the best fighter. But maybe
No
I ain't mad.
way.
I ain't mad at your argument. I ain't mad at you
All right,
because
since we're talking about the best fighters in the world, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
okay.
Give me your top 10 pound for pound fighters.
Top 10 pound for pound. I got Bud. I got I got Bud, Canelo, Usyk, Lomachenko,
Ooh,
Lomachenko.
okay.
Um, I like Spencer at 5. Anyway, 6. Uh, Bertier. Where's they? Arthur Bird be there. He after that
Better
7.
be, yeah.
Better. There you go. Well, I'm at 7. Uh, Estrada is in there.
Ooh,
Um, I got Pacquiao. I'm fuzzy in my last couple of 3, but Pacquiao's in there to me,
yeah.
and Josh Taylor and probably Ramirez might round out my top 10 if I ain't go
That's
over.
that's interesting.
If I ain't go over.
My top 10 is a little bit different from yours. We do have some of the same names. To me,
Okay.
I got Canelo Alvarez at number 1.
Okay.
I got Errol Spence at number 2.
All right.
I got Bud Crawford at number 3. I got Lomachenko at number 4.
Okay.
I got Usyk at number 5.
All right.
I got Better Biev at number 6.
Okay.
I got Manny Pacquiao at number 7. I got Tyson Fury at number 8.
Number 8. Okay.
I got Inoue at number 9.
Okay.
And I got Tanaka rounding out my top 10.
I like Tanaka too. I like him.
Now you mentioned Taylor in your top 10 pound for pound.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something, but then you mentioned Ramirez also.
Yeah.
Now,
I had to put it together.
the reason why I don't have Taylor in my top 10 pound for pound is
Mm-hmm.
because I think there's still unfinished business between him and Jose Ramirez.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you
That's
think
fair.
they're actually going to fight for undisputed?
Yeah, I think they're gonna fight. I think they're gonna once they both get their interim mandatories out the way. Only thing we gotta throw Jack Calleron some step aside money. Let him be happy over there. Give him a couple fights. Throw him
Uh-huh.
some bread, and then we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that shit. Cause I mean, my man signed with Top Rank. Why would he
Yeah.
sign with Top Rank to just fight regular guys? You feel me?
I don't think we're gonna get that fight.
Why not?
Because I think that by the time Ramirez fights his back-to-back mandatories, I think one of them is going to be too big for the division.
Mm.
But let's not sleep on Josh Taylor's mandatory, because this
Yeah.
guy Kong
Yeah.
Song
Yes, sir.
is a heavy hitter.
Yes, sir. Yeah. They got about the same amount of fights. He might be a bigger puncher. He's just a little bit unherited. He tall. Yeah. Yeah.
He is a heavy hitter. Now I understand nobody's heard of him,
Mm-hmm.
but to me, anytime somebody signs with Samson Lukowicz,
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm my antennas perk up. Like, okay,
I know, right?
we
Yeah.
might
That
see
dude,
something here.
man, that dude probably the best scout promoter in boxing for real. Look what he brought Manny Pacquiao to America.
Mm-hmm.
Come
Mm-hmm.
on. I want to talk about my Usyk one though. I
Okay.
feel I always kind of favor the guys that become undisputed. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
And I felt like they cleaned out their division. Like Usyk
Oh
cleaned out his division.
no, he didn't.
Like he did. Who did he fight
He didn't fight
at cruiserweight?
Dorticos.
Okay, other than him, but he lost to Garcia. So
But so
what
what?
is he saying? What is he
And
saying?
and
Yeah,
and the fight with Briedis, a lot of
that
people
was
thought
close.
Briedis won that fight.
That was yeah, yeah.
So here's my thing,
I'm with
and
you on
this is what I always challenge boxing people with. Does undisputed actually mean that you cleaned out the division?
that.
I
No,
don't
no,
think
no,
so.
no, no. But he did it in a. But you can say he did it in a way because they all the guys was in a tournament. All the
We
top guys
and we
in a
love the
tournament.
tournament, but it wasn't like the Super Six
It
that
wasn't like
Andre Ward did, where they did a round
wasn't round
robin
robin.
where
Yeah, yeah.
everybody
I'm with you.
fought everybody.
I'm
To
with you.
me,
Yep,
everybody
yep.
got to fight everybody for you to say that you cleaned out the division. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Lopez versus Lomachenko is not for undisputed.
Nah, 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 nah. That's not. I agree
It's
with
not
that.
for
I'm with you.
undisputed.
It's
Because
not. It's
you
not.
got to see that you got to see Devin Haney
You got
in
to.
order to say that you're undisputed in my book.
And
Because
that's why. That's why. Go ahead. My bad, bro. Go ahead. Cause I
no,
got
because
some on there.
what I was going to say is I don't care what nobody say. Vasily Lomachenko vacated his WBC 135-pound title.
Exactly. Yep. And what I was gonna say is, I know they, he vacated, and we can say he ducked them and this, that, and the third. But if Lomachenko beat Tio and come back around and get Haney, yo, we gotta be
Not
quiet,
happening.
bro. We
Not
gotta be
happening.
quiet.
Not happening.
I
It's
know.
not happening.
I want Tio to win so bad. Though. Which one does not happen? Him beating Tio or him beating Tio and going back and get Haney?
I don't think he's going to be T.O., first of all. I
Okay.
think,
Okay. Okay.
honestly, I'm starting to doubt whether or not he's going to fight Teofimo Lopez.
That's a new one right there. I never had that doubt in doubt in my mind.
Oh,
That's a new one right
that
there.
means you not listening to the streets and you not reading the tea leaves.
Shit.
What do we know about Top Rank? Top Rank like to do little sneaky fucked up shit to their fighters sometimes, right?
Okay.
So what have we been hearing from Bob Arum? Uh,
About
we're
this
going
fight,
to
right?
make sure that this fight is going to be October 3rd. They're going to fight. It's a matchup, right? But
Right.
then what did we hear from Tim Bradley? Tim Bradley said Lomachenko is on the verge of being irrelevant. He needs to
Mm.
fight and announce a fight soon. I was like, Tim
What?
Bradley throwing shots at Lomachenko all of a sudden? So that tells me that what we heard in December from
Hmm.
Aegis Climas, where he said Lomachenko's not fighting in New York. What
Right.
else did we hear after that? Oh, Lomachenko wants an interim fight.
Yeah.
Lomachenko versus Lopez is supposed to be in March. Then it was supposed to be in April. Then it was supposed to be
Hmm.
in May. But
Yeah.
have you ever heard that fight officially announced?
Nope. It supposed to be May 30th, but
Yeah,
it never was officially announced.
I never
Yeah.
officially announced. And according to Mike Coppinger, whether or not we find him reputable, I
Hmm.
believe that for the most part he is. I don't care for his biased henchman of Eddie Hearn act that he's been doing lately, but he says that Lomachenko nor Lopez has even had an offer to fight each other.
Mm.
Lomachenko's also talking about going down to 130. So
That's
are
fact.
we 100% sure that we're going to get Teofimo Lopez versus Vasily Lomachenko?
You know what? I hear you, and I'm gonna throw one. I'm gonna throw a couple in there too. You remember when Tio, after he beat Comey in the ring, the post fight, they was telling him, "Don't go at Lomachenko, chill."
Mm-hmm.
I read Bob
Mm-hmm.
Arum's mouth. Bob Arum said, "Don't fuck this up." You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? And then
Yes.
on top of that, everything you said is on point. And then this another one. Lomachenko is not even in the United States right now.
Mm-hmm.
And this what? This July? July 21st?
Yep.
Shouldn't you be getting acclimated? He trained in California in Arsenal, I believe. So yeah, all right. You know what I'm saying?
Now I
I'm
would be
gonna go with the
disappointed
positive
if it
though.
doesn't happen. I would be
Yeah,
disappointed because
yeah.
because honestly, I'm just waiting for Tio to get him up out of there, and I'm waiting to see that backflip.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be disappointed if it doesn't happen. But it's just something in me that's telling me that we're not going to get this fight, and I don't think it's going to be because of Teofimo Lopez.
Damn, man. I'm gonna stay positive, man. I'm gonna say October 3rd. I'm gonna say Lomachenko gonna arrive in the states. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
When? When?
I'm gonna say he gonna get here July 29th. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, next week. Oh. Let's hope so.
You
Let's
know what I'm
hope
saying?
so.
So
Let's
yeah, I
hope
hope
so.
because that's the best fight right now that we want to be made. That actually should be made next. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we need that shit along with the Charlo business and both
Ooh.
Charlos and if Canelo. Yeah, let's touch on Canelo versus Callum Smith, bro. That's a good fight. Now I was trying to tell people.
It's fun while it lasts. But
Yeah,
I'm
it's
telling you
fun
right
while it
now,
lasts,
Callum
but
Smith
it's
is food. He is
yeah, he is.
food.
I watched his last fight, bro. I was at Wilder Ortiz, watching that shit on the zone while I was watching the undercards.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude can't fight. He can't fight in close. My man Zach
Exactly.
Ryder had him against the ropes. This dude don't know how to fight in the inside.
Well,
That's
his
Canelo
arms are
Forte.
fucking long. Doesn't he have like 78-inch reach?
Yeah, and
His
but
arms
see,
are fucking long.
he don't know how to use their reach when the guy is pressing him. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. He's not using a stiff arm. He ain't trying to get distance, but he can bang. But if you can get him uncomfortable and have him against the ropes and let Canelo bang away, it might be early though. For real.
I hope
It
so.
might be about 2 or 3 rounds. But it
Now,
depends. Go
since
ahead.
we're talking about potential matchups,
Hmm.
um, let's talk about the end of summer / fall schedule because I think that we are going to be in the midst of a golden era in boxing, and
Okay.
we're gonna get a lot of matchups that are important and some matchups that are just gonna be fucking fun to watch. So I'm gonna go through some matchups that are on the table to be signed or are already in the works, and you just tell me whether or not you fuck with this matchup or it's like, yeah, it's all right, but it's not real.
Okay.
All right,
I'm
we
with
ready?
you. Yep.
All right, let's start off with Jordanis Ugas versus Abel Ramos.
I don't like that fight. I think
Jamal
that's a. Okay. Oh, my bad. Keep going. Keep going. My bad.
Jamal James versus Thomas Delorme.
I like that fight. That's a decent matchup.
Okay. Sam Edgington versus Ted Cheeseman.
Yo, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a fun fight. Don't sleep
Yeah,
on that fight. It's gonna be
I'm
fun.
not. That's why I put it on my list.
Okay.
David Morrell versus Lennox Allen.
Yo, that's interesting fight, man, because I want to see what the kid Morrell has, man. This 2-0.
Yeah,
My man Lenz can box now. I think he messed with Big Baby's team.
yeah.
I mean his coach. So yeah, I'm interested in that fight for sure.
Let's go Jamel Herring versus Carl Frampton.
Yeah, I like that fight. I like
Who do
that
you
fight.
like in that fight?
I like Frampton.
Woo!
Listen,
Okay, listen, that's
I,
another topic, another day. When it
okay,
gets
okay,
signed and closer, we'll get to that. I'll be
okay,
back for that one. All
okay.
right, all
Let's
right.
get it. Save that
Dave,
one though. Save it.
yes, I'm gonna put
Okay.
a star next to it.
I
Let me
bet.
put a star next to it right now. Oh, you caught me by surprise with that one. I'll be honest.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. David Benavidez versus Romain Angulo.
Nah, I don't like it. Stay busy.
Ooh, why not?
Nah, because I feel like I mean, if you was coming off an injury and you need that fight, I got you. But your mandatory is ready now. He already healed up. Get the mandatory out the way, and let us get Caleb Plant. But
I don't think
he got to
Benavidez
do
is
a
interested in fighting Caleb Plant.
hey, maybe not or fight some. Maybe they can get sure I don't know fight some. But see, you look at it though. There's no need to fight your voluntary if your mandatory is ready,
Mm-hmm.
especially an unheralded voluntary. So nah,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't with it. I ain't with it.
All right, the next one is Kosei Tanaka versus Kazuto Ioka.
Oh my god.
That's a sexy fight, bro.
Ooh wee. That's my that's my favorite fight that's on the deck behind Lomachenko and Teofimo. That tell you how much I love that fight. And
What
my man,
about
yeah, it's a good fight. Go ahead.
the rematch between Mario Barrios and Batir Akhmedov?
Yeah, I'm with that fight. I thought Battier won that fight. Who you have?
I had Barrios winning. I thought
Yeah,
he held
Barrios.
on late.
Okay.
I thought he did enough to win like 115, 113. I don't remember if there was any knockdowns, but I know it was 7 rounds to 5.
He had two
Um,
knockdowns on Battier. He had
yeah,
one early in the fight, and he had one like the last round. But
yeah.
Battier basically won all the rounds in between. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Ooh, okay.
In my
Um,
opinion.
Patrick Teixeira versus Brian Castano.
Yeah, I'm interested because I wanna make sure this undisputed stays intact when Castano go get that belt and bring it back to PBC. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. The rematch between Katie Taylor and Delphine Persoon.
Oh, yes, sir. Storylines galore. I think
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna be much better in this fight.
Who would you have win in the first fight?
Pursuing 6 rounds to 4.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
As long as we're on the same page.
yeah.
Andy Ruiz versus Chris Arreola.
It's gonna be a fun little California
Oh,
fight.
that is going to be a great fight. Come on.
Yeah,
See,
it's
this,
gonna be
this
a
is
fun
what
fight.
kills me with boxing fans. Not everything has to have championship implications.
Oh no,
To
I like
me,
the fight.
I just want to be entertained sometimes. And this one,
Exactly.
oh my
Yeah,
God. These
yeah.
two fat, sloppy bastards are going to try to take each other's heads off.
Yeah,
And I'm here for it, man. I'm telling you.
yeah.
Next one is Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev.
I like that fight too. I think it's interesting.
So it's going to be closer than people think, right?
Yeah, I think I got AJ by decision, but I think he's
Okay.
gonna get tested. It depends on the referee.
Yeah. Let's
Depends
hope
on
we
the
don't
referee.
get Giuseppe again from the
Oh,
Joseph Parker fight, who to me was the worst referee I've ever seen in my entire life.
he trash.
He
He
was
let he let
trash.
he let AJ take a 30-second timeout in the middle
Yeah.
of a combination.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right. What about this sexy matchup? Joe Joyce versus Daniel Dubois.
Ooh wee. Yes, sir. I like that fight.
Who you got in
I
that
like
fight?
man. my head is saying the bar, yo. By
Whew.
like maybe
I'm going with
maybe
Joyce.
late
I'm a
stoppage.
big Joe Joyce fan. I'm not gonna lie to you because I
Yeah,
think Joe Joyce has an excellent motor. He
yeah, he
has an
do.
excellent motor, man, and he has a very good chin. Now he's
Mhm.
slow. He's
Slow as
very
hell.
slow, but when them punches reach, they hurt.
Yeah, and he got heavy hands. I see this fight two different fights. Early, I think the speed is gonna have Joe Joyce kind of confused a little bit. But if he
Yeah.
can push this young man back and start to
Hmm.
get his jab going and have him fighting on his back foot, I think we got some here. You know what I'm saying? I think Joe
Hmm.
Joyce can stop him late, but we'll see.
Next is one of my favorite fights that was signed: Tim Tszyu versus Jeff Horn, the Battle of
Yo,
Australia.
yes
Ooh
sir.
wee.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yo,
I'm with it.
Tim Tszyu better fuck this guy up, man.
Hmm. Now I need Horn to win, bro. We need to keep that Bud resume
No,
alive.
no, no. I need the son of a legend
Oh, shit.
to become a big star in boxing.
Yeah,
I want him to be the next Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
man, this is a tough test for him though. I
Yeah.
mean, if he can be able to, I think he gotta be able to box a little bit well.
Hmm.
He got box well, and make Horn pay for that jumping in shit. If he can do that, yeah, I think he can win this fight though. But I like the
Okay.
fight. It should be fun.
All right. What about Josh Taylor versus don't make me pronounce his first name. I think it's like Apinoon
Yeah,
Kong Song.
yeah, I like that fight, man.
I think it's a
I,
good fight too.
I like it.
What about Jose Ramirez versus Victor Postol?
Same thing. I think because Postal, this is his last chance, and you
Yeah.
got a desperate guy, a veteran guy at this last chance. He got to come out fighting. You feel me?
What about the crown jewel of Eddie's backyard? Dillian White versus Alexander Povetkin.
Man, that's a good fight on paper, though. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I expect Dylan White to break him down late and stop him, but that shit can have some fireworks though.
You
Because
think so?
Povetkin is strong early, and Dylan White, he got a new coach, so you gotta take that to consideration. His old
Yep.
coach had him boxing and thinking and not getting too wild. He was able to settle him down. Is
Hmm.
Dylan White gonna go back to the old Dylan White, just want to bang it out with you like he did against Shazor Part 1, and not try to work his way into a fight like he did against Rivas, that's two different fighters. So
Mm-hmm.
if you try to go in there and bang with Povetkin early, Povetkin is strong as hell. So what you call that drug he used? Nedrolone,
Meldonium.
Medolium. Both, man, he good. The first 4 rounds he 100.
Yeah.
But after that,
You
he
got
faded.
Meldonium versus Diana Ball. We'll see who wins.
Oh shit, it's crazy.
What about Cool Boy Steph, Mr. Fulton versus Angelo Leo for the
Yes,
vacant
sir.
WBO 122-pound title?
That's a good ass young man's fight, man. Both of
I
them
like
guys
that.
fighting for that. It's
And
a
I
good
like
ass
that
fight.
that Leonard Ellaby talking shit already, because
Yeah,
Leo is Mayweather promotions guy.
mhm. That's
What
a good fight.
about Luis Neri versus Alameda?
Not really high on it, but Alameda is decent though.
Hey,
Southpaw, decent.
undefeated,
I
decent
want to see
power.
how Neri look at 122. Yeah, I'm with it.
What about Jorge Linares versus Javier Fortuna?
Oh yeah,
I
that's a
like
damn
that.
crossroad veteran fight. You know what I'm saying? Even though Fortuna probably like 31 or something like that, but
Yeah,
I think Linares is a little bit more past it. That he gonna make this fight a little bit more entertaining than what we think it's gonna be.
I want to see Fortuna bang him out though.
Yeah,
I'm tired of Linares.
yeah,
What about Miguel Burchelt versus Oscar Valdez?
man, that's gonna be a fun fight, man. But I gotta see what Oscar Valdez look like tonight. But if he gonna stand that range, he probably get stopped early, bro. Because
You
my
know,
man,
I had no idea that they lived like 3 blocks away from each other and they see
that's
each other every day.
that's crazy. But if Valdez don't tighten up on that defense, it might be a short night. Because my man punching from long range, and he punching hard.
Yeah, but Valdez is a Reynosa guy now.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Eddie's doing with him. Um, one of my favorite fights, the King, Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell.
Love that one. Because that's a great step up for Ryan Garcia. He got this the fight that's gonna prove that what I'm saying, that he can be a future world champion for real.
Mm-hmm.
Tough fight.
I think Ryan Garcia gonna smoke him.
Think so?
I've never been a believer in Luke Campbell. I feel like Luke Campbell gets a lot of credit for fighting to survive versus Lomachenko. I
Mm,
didn't think he was trying to win that fight once Lomachenko turned up on him. And,
mm.
and Luke Campbell has a tendency to drop his hands when he's dealing with pressure, and he's there to be counted. And I think King Ryan's gonna put a lot of pressure on him. He's gonna get him out of there. He's gonna hit
I
him with
think
that left hook.
I think I got Ryan Garcia stopping him, but I think he gonna have to work and set it up because he's gonna have to deal with the range. He ain't never
Hmm.
fought nobody that's his height or taller. He used
Yeah,
to guys shorter than him, and he can get his distance. He can just let off good shots. So I think once he adjusts to that, I want to see the kid adjust. I want to see him on the back foot a little bit, using his legs and setting shit up. Yeah, I like King Ryan in this fight.
another fight that is potentially going to be Showtime pay per view: Javante Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz.
Nah,
Whoa,
I don't like the fight.
why?
I think it's one way traffic. I think he gonna run through Leo.
Wow,
I think so.
that would be big if he does.
I think so because I think Leo he gonna try to box like he did against Frampton. On the biggest difference is Tank is a bigger puncher and Tank go to the body. He committed to the body. He got the. I think one of his best punches is the straight left hand to the body, where he did Cuellar. And
Yeah,
I
but
think he gonna
how is Tank gonna deal with the volume of punches coming at him?
see. That's the thing. He's not gonna want to throw all those punches with a big puncher that's faster than him, more slicker
Hmm.
than him, and they can counter him better. Especially when Tank get going coming forward, he don't want to be throwing a lot of punches. He don't want to stand in the pocket with Tank. He gonna be boxing this fight. He gonna
I
think he
can't
on
wait to
some
see
other shit.
that. What
I mean, I
about
want to see it, but I think Tank gonna run through him. Go ahead, bro.
what about Sergey Limpinets versus Kudratio for the
Oh
interim
yeah, I like it.
IBF? I like that
Yeah,
fight too.
I like it, yo. I like it.
What about Errol Spence Jr. versus Danny Swift Garcia?
Oh, well, yes, sir.
That's a
I
good
give
one.
Jimmy a good shot, bro. I
Uh,
don't think he gonna win, but I give him a good shot to be, to be in the fight, because he's never gonna be out the fight. But I think he gotta do a little bit more than what he been doing if he gonna stand a chance to win a fight with Spence.
Now let me ask
You
you
know?
a question.
Yeah.
What Errol Spence do we get?
Oh man, I'm gonna believe the fighter. He said he's good. He feel good. Just gotta get that last dental work fixed. I think it's gonna be the same one. I'm gonna go
If
with that one.
it, from your lips to God's ears, man. Like I hope so because
Yeah.
we need as many good fighters as possible.
Right.
What
Because
about
yeah,
Charlo versus Rosario?
yeah, I love that shit, bro. I got Charlo by a decision. I think I'm gonna be careful this fight.
What about Charlo versus Derevianchenko?
He gonna get Chenko up out of there. I got Charlo. I like that fight though. I think he'll get him up out of there.
Teofimo versus Lomachenko?
Woo! Damn. Yo, I'm torn because I got my boxing pick. This is my boxing pick.
Uh-huh.
I got Lomachenko maybe 7 rounds to 4. I think it's gonna be 50-50 into the last 3 or 4 rounds. That's when Lomachenko usually turn it up. When he fight at lightweight, he always turn it up on his guys, Pedraza, uh, Linares, and
Mm-hmm.
Campbell. So I think that's what he's gonna be looking forward to do because you never seen Tio go that long. But my heart, I want Teofimo to blast this dude up out of there in 2 rounds.
I
So
hope
I'm,
so.
my boxing mind telling me it's gonna be a 50-50 type of fight. I think Lomachenko gonna be cautious as hell because that boy cracking. He cracking. You know what I'm saying? No IBF, 10-pound weight class. So the boy
None of
gonna be in
that.
there. He gonna be in there husky. Yo, he ain't scared of Lomachenko. Yeah, I want him to win that shit, but I think Lomo gonna end up winning the decision.
Now here's the
Oh,
fight that is most important to me. The fight that is near and dear to my heart.
okay.
Because anyone that knows me knows that I am the founder, the president, and the CEO of the Deontay Wilder fan club. And I'm talking about Wilder versus Fury 3.
Man, I agree with you. I'm a bomb squad member too myself. I'm rocking with Deontay all day,
I
but
hope so, man. Yo,
but
honestly, I
I'm gonna give you a
literally
breakdown though.
cried. I literally cried in the rematch. I
Yeah, I was
literally
salty.
cried. I couldn't believe I had to kick my kids out the room.
Yeah, I was salty. I was too. But I moved on to the next. So I was thinking about what can he do to do better in this fight. And my thoughts is this. First things first, he gotta be 100% healthy. First
Mm-hmm.
things first. Second thing, he gotta be as sharp as he can with what he got. That what I mean is, if Fury throw a punch, make sure you all the way out the way or you ready to counter. Either way, you sharp as hell. And then you have to recognize the feints that Fury is doing. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like when he feinting, sometimes he just feinting just to draw a reaction.
Yeah.
Sometimes he feinting to throw a jab at you. He been in the ring
Sometimes
with him 2 times.
sometimes he's fainting to rest.
That's what I'm saying. So recognize that. Fury got this flaw, yo. I don't know if you've seen it. Every time
Dip
he's
his
getting
head.
out the way, he dip his head to the
Dip
right
his
with
head.
his head down. And
Dip his
that
head.
the first knockdown in the first fight, that's where that came from. That's all he gotta do, bro. I'm not telling him to get a basic 1, 2, 3 and move your head and go to the body. All that shit sound good, but that's not in his game. Wilder is a long range fighter, so he needs distance and he needs momentum. Like I wish he can have that same swag he had in the Bermain Stavern rematch. You know how sharp he was in that fight.
Oh yeah.
He needs something
Yo,
like how he was bouncing.
he hit Stavern so hard with a 1-2 that Stavern complained to the referee that he got hit in the back of the head.
You see what I'm saying? And
I was like,
you see how bouncy he was too.
yeah.
He was athletic. He was sharp. He was he if he like that, I gotta give him a chance because he'll be fast enough to get to get to the target before Fury know what happened to him.
Yeah.
And that's all. And another thing, the biggest thing, in the clinch, you got to be responsible in the clinch. Tie him all the way up or get up out of there. One way or another, you got to make sure you protect yourself in that clinch because that's where he
Yeah.
lost that second fight, in the clinch. So,
Well, I think that he got hit with a rabbit punch. Honestly, I thought that shot that Fury hit him with that knocked him down was behind the head,
yeah.
and I think it was all downhill from there. The odds of that happening again, I don't think it will. I think Wilder's gonna be a little bit more careful, but
Mhm.
maybe this is just the fan of me speaking, but I need to see Wilder not only get his title back, I need to see him do it in devastating fashion.
Exactly. Me too. And I think Fury, he always gonna be a bad matchup for Wilder, in my opinion, because
Yeah,
he's so tall and rangy. So what does he do different? Is he gonna? I don't think he's gonna just come forward like he did this fight. Maybe he do, maybe he don't. I see him doing something different, like maybe starting off the fight softball. I don't know. I don't know. You never know with Fury, but
yeah, and
Wilder definitely got to
that's
be
the
sharp.
problem. That's it. Listen, that's why it's hard to beat him because you
Hmm.
never know with Fury.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's talk another fighter who's not Bud Crawford that is looking for smoke but can't seem to find smoke anywhere. Let's talk
Mm.
about Devin Haney. Who the
Mm.
fuck is Devin Haney gonna fight next?
Man, you know what? I was on Twitter. You probably seen it. I threw out Gary Russell Jr. because I seen them talking back and forth, and I think that would probably be a fight. They get people talking,
You know
but
what's funny
realistically,
about
I
that?
don't know. Yeah.
When you said Gary Russell Jr., I was like, yo, did he steal that from me? I was like, what the hell? What's funny is okay, so my homeboy hosts a boxing radio show and podcast called The Boxing Source.
Okay.
And back in April, we had Gary Russell Jr. on as a guest. And
Mm.
I asked him about fighting Devin Haney because Devin Haney was talking real spicy about him.
Hmm.
And he said if Haney won it, he can get it. Russell said that he's not interested in fighting nobody at 130 because he don't think that's real competition. He said he wants to move straight up to 135, and if Haney wants to fight him, then make the fight happen. Now,
Mm.
here's my thing and why my antennas was peaked like yours with Gary Russell. Devin Haney claimed he had a fight announcement coming soon. They're
Hmm.
making it seem like he had a big fight, going to be a big name. We know Ryan Garcia is paired off with Luke Campbell,
Yep.
Linares with Fortuna, Lopez
Yep.
with Lomachenko. Ain't
Yep.
no other big names at 135 because you're not going to convince me that Emmanuel Tago is a
Nope.
big name. So
Nobody
to
know him.
me, that would mean that someone is moving up for Haney to fight.
That's my point too.
So
Yep.
unless Haney was talking bullshit, which is possible because
Hmm.
he has started saying some strange stuff on Twitter that makes me feel like there's a little trouble in paradise with him and Eddie Hearn. Um, unless he's talking bullshit, I think the only fight that he can fight realistically that I would care about is Gary Russell Jr.
Exactly. And that's my two. That was my points too, because I was looking at WBC rankings, and like you said, everybody is taken or you don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Tago, he's going down the WBO route. So why he like if you get offered that fight, you should take it. But he thinking, well, Lomachenko, the winner between Lomachenko and Tio, they vacating it regardless, so I can just slide into that spot. You know what I'm saying? He been positioned like that. Then you got Richard Comey. He coming off a devastating knockout. Are the fans gonna give Haney his props? You know what I'm saying? That's a good
Mm-hmm.
fight to me. If Comey get a win and he's back to himself, then okay, yeah, I'm with it. And then Terry Flanagan, nobody really want to see that shit,
Who gives a
honestly.
fuck about Terry Flanagan?
Exactly. So bring on Gary Russell. They can do that shit at the DMV. Haney fought there twice last year, I think, or once. So one of them, he had that big knockout against Moran.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Why not? That's a small little arena. When we get some people to come back, might as well. What he gonna do? He just gonna sit out and wait. He a young fighter. He need to be
Mm-hmm.
active, and he can get used to fighting a black fighter. A lot of guys,
Mm-hmm.
young guys, don't fight that type of style until they like, you know, way in their career. Get that style out the way. Maybe he already used to it, but still, we haven't seen it under the lights. And for Gary Russell Jr., what he gonna do at 126? Him and Leo been champions for like 5 years at the same time in the
We know
same
Leo
division.
don't want to fight him.
Exactly. Is he gonna go holler at Warrington? You know what I'm saying? Kanzu? Who he gonna fight? Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? So you might as
Nobody
well.
cares about Kanzu. Warrington doesn't seem interested in fighting.
There you go.
Maybe a Shakur Stevenson.
hmm
Maybe. Who
And
knows with that?
even if he move up to 130, those guys is taken. Shakur dropped his WBO. Navarrete brought the fight for that shit. If he go to 130 right now, JoJo a rematch with JoJo. JoJo busy. He got Tevin Farmer and his mandatory on deck.
Mm-hmm.
Burchett looking at Valdez. You know what I'm saying? Who else? The WBA. Who was the WBA? Oh, Leo, the WBA. He about to fight Tank, and the WBO. Herring. He busy with his shit. So
Yeah.
what he Devin Haney, bro. Easy fight to make. Easy one to make to me.
That's what I want to see. That's what I
Fuck it.
want to see. Um, we do have some late breaking news from Mike Coppinger of the Athletic. He is
Yeah.
saying that Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz is official, and it's
Ooh.
gonna be October 24th on Showtime pay-per-view. And tomorrow,
hmm
Showtime is going to roll out their schedule, and they have 8 shows that they are going to announce tomorrow.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
and I can't wait. I
Yes, sir.
can't wait.
And see, we both hardcore fans and we love the sport, and we know how we are. We impatient like a mug.
Yeah.
Like, like I want this fight now. So that's why I
Mm-hmm.
was saying I was talking to some people and shit. I'm like, listen, they was like, man, boxing is dead. You probably seen my shit talking about boxing is dead. UFC is killing them. Now be patient, my guy. Once these fights roll back, start the Nelson, they're gonna jump right back on
Mm-hmm.
boxing's dick. No, bro,
Mm-hmm.
don't leave. Boxing been like this. It's been like this. You remember 2 years, 3 years ago, PBC they only fight one time a year. This, that, and the third. They get the Fox and Showtime deal. These guys are fighting regularly. To me, I
They
seen
are.
Ortiz fought 4 times. Luis Ortiz. He
Yeah.
fought Wilder, uh, fucking Razvan, Kaufman, Hammer, and Wilder. That's 5 fights. Come on,
And
bro.
mind you, he wasn't active for a while.
See what I'm saying? And he was with Golden Boy. You feel me? So that's
Yep.
why I want to tell fans, yo, whoever listen to this shit or whatever, man, just be patient, bro. This shit is gonna happen. We gotta figure this quarantine shit out, this COVID-19. Once they figure it out, PBC, look, they got a history of being quiet, being in the background. Let Top Rank do their thing. Let Eddie run their mouth. Then we're gonna hit them with this shit right here,
Yeah.
and
And
then
you
we're
know
gonna
what?
kill
I
them.
respect that because a lot of people like to talk shit about PBC and
Mhm.
Al Heyman. But I love the PBC model where the
Me too.
fucking fighter is the star. The fighters are the ones that get punched in the face for a living. I don't want
Right.
to see Eddie Hearn, aka the White P. Diddy, all up in the videos. Everything's all about Eddie. Oh, we fighting in my backyard. I'm releasing a book called Relentless. I'm this. I want to control boxing. No, I
Yep.
want to see the fighters because
Right.
that's what we tune in to see. All that other shit is boxing Twitter talk. And as much
Yep.
as I love boxing Twitter, when the fights are on, I don't give a fuck about boxing Twitter.
Right.
Okay? So that's what I want to see. So to me, the PBC model works the best. And I think the reason why a lot of these promoters talk a lot of shit about PBC is because the PBC model is the only model that follows the Muhammad Ali Act the way it's written, where the promoters ain't got shit to do with no matchups. The
Mm.
promoters, you're just here to promote the fight. We'll give you a little 10, 15%, and you move along. You're not going to
Yeah.
lock these fighters into these shit contracts where they can't fight and maneuver whenever they want.
That's
You
facts.
know, and PBC is about to roll out a great schedule. I can't wait. I'm so happy boxing is back,
hmm
and I appreciate you for having me. Do you
Oh,
have
no doubt.
anything else you want to discuss before we part ways? Because I think we gave the people enough content for the night.
Yes, sir. No, I don't got nothing else, but I do want to, you know what I'm saying? You said something about you got a show that you host. If you,
Yeah,
man, whenever you want to invite me to your show,
it's hip
all the
hop
schedule,
related. It's hip hop
it don't,
related. I don't know if you
look,
fuck with hip
I
hop
fuck
like
with hip
that.
hop.
Okay,
Hey, I fuck with, I'm from VA. My influence
okay,
is from New York. I grew up in the 90s and 2000 whatnot, but the 90s mostly. So I'm with that
okay,
too. So
okay, 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 okay.
whenever I can bless your platform the way you bless mine, all love, bro. I'm with
My
it.
man, I seriously appreciate you for having me on here. I know a lot of times when people be like, "Oh, come on the show on Twitter," a lot of people think it's gonna be some rah back and forth ignorant shit. Nah, this is fucking boxing talk, real
Watching
boxing
talk.
talk.
Yep. It's all love. And if you care about some shit that much and you passionate about it, it might get rough sometimes. But at the
Yeah,
end of the day, as long as we'll be on the same page on most of the shit, only a
yeah,
couple of things. But, it's all love though. You
absolutely.
know? But yeah, man, I appreciate you, bro. Anytime you want to jump back on, man, just let me know. And yeah, I see you on Boston Twitter. You know how it is.
Yeah,
All right, bro. I'm gonna close it out, man. Salute to everybody who came through.
salute.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. I don't care if it's just one person in this mug. We dropping this knowledge, talking about this boxing, dropping gems. Me and my man Matthew talking this shit. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? So catch me on another one, and I'm out.
We out.